Good evening, everyone. How are you? I hope audio and video is okay. Should I start? Good evening, everyone. Uh, is audio okay, guys? Good evening, everyone. Perfect. Guys, please use your full name. Someone's name is Karim. Gurram tags. Please change your full name. Please use your full name, else the team will put you into the waiting room or will remove you. Um, how many of you have done the classes earlier? That means either part one, part two. How many of you have done the classes earlier? And which class have you done? Have you done part three? Anyone has done part three, guys? Anyone has done part three? Have you done part one? Part one. Asha, have you done any of the classes? Part one, Piyush. Nitra, have you done any of the class? Part one or part two? Part two. Sure. Part three, you have done, Praveen, earlier. No, I'm saying which which one have you done earlier? That's what I'm saying. Problem. When are you planning to write your exams, guys? Sure. Okay. How many of you have not done any of the class? Like this is your first class. First time you're doing it. This is the first time you're doing the class, not even part one, part two. Praveen, you. Anyone else? Simran, this is also you. The live class is irrelevant, as in you have not done any of the classes, whether part two, part one, part two, part three, whether live or recording, you have not seen any of the lecture. Sure, because we have not done any classes, but you have been the part of the group for quite long time. Sure, Nidra. Yeah, but this is little dicey situation. I'm not sure when the slot will open. Uh, Hopefully, we'll get to know within this week or something. We'll get the clarity when the slot will open. I found that one night when I was awake and I've seen that. So that's why I've informed with the group. In fact, I also keep checking it on a regular basis that whether the slot is open or not. But unfortunately, slots are not open yet. Can we have a quick round of introduction, guys, so that we get to know each other much better before we start? Uh, sure. So that you don't have to type so much. You guys can introduce yourself, your name, your education, what all you have done it. Have you done either part one, part two, part three, whether live or whether recording? And like, lastly, where are you working? Do you have the experience in the US taxation or not? So that I'll have the idea accordingly. I'll run through the class, guys. Okay. So I'll unmute your mic. You guys can unmute your mic and introduce yourself one by one. Okay. Aditya Singh, can you please unmute your mic and introduce?
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
So my name is Aditya Singh and मैंने अभी बीकॉम करा है और पहले मैंने पार्ट वन लेक्चर्स देखे हैं आपके और अभी मैं वर्क नहीं कर रहा हूँ कोई ना।
तो कब कब प्लानिंग है आपका? पार्ट वन पूरा देखिए आपने?
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी,
पीटीएम वगैरह भी अप्लाई कर रखा है आपने?
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
अच्छा, तो बस एग्जाम स्लॉट का वेट कर रहे हो या एग्जाम दिया आपने?
नहीं सर, अभी मैं एग्जाम स्लॉट का वेट कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, ठीक है, I think unfortunate scenario अभी slot open ही नहीं हो रहा है।
Yes, sir.
बट आप रिवाइज कर रहे हो पार्ट 1 की क्लासेस जो भी आपने की हैं पहले रिवाइज
Yes,
कर
sir.
रहे हो।
Yes,
करते
sir.
रहो बिकॉज यार जब भी स्लॉट ओपन होता है ना पता नहीं चलता आपको, एक महीने के अंदर यू माइट हैव टू गिव द एग्जाम आल्सो, तो
हाँ
फिर
जी।
टाइम नहीं मिलेगा आपको, सो जस्ट कीप रिवाइजिंग दैट आल्सो।
जी सर।
आशा, आशा दीदी, कैन यू प्लीज अनम्यूट एंड इंट्रोड्यूस?
Hello, sir.
Right.
So I have attended few sessions of part one, but somehow I was not able to complete it. And I booked my slot for part three now. So in next month I have exam.
When? Which date, Asha?
September 5th, sir.
5th September.
Yeah.
So less time. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have seen the recordings of part 2?
Yeah, sir. Half I have already went through, but still pending is there.
Okay. So
And
Asha, sure, please finish.
yeah, I am actually not totally into US taxation, but I work as a front office help for one of the company.
Nice, nice. So Asha, if you feel that you are running short of time,
Uh-huh.
you can see the recordings also, previous recordings. There are not much changes in that also. Because
Okay.
live classes I'll run as per the student, every new student's speed.
Okay, sir.
So you might not find it that helpful also, because your
Okay.
exam is very near.
Yes,
So
sir.
you can see the recordings, you can see the recording at fast speed also, 1.5 also. Content wise, it is not going to change too much, because then you'll get a lot of time for the practice also. Because I'm saying, because you're writing exam very soon. So,
Yes, sir.
so you can see the classes, but if you want, you can see the recordings also. Things are not going to be that much changed.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
So after completing the lectures, we will have to go through the MCQs of subject. So is that fine for the preparation, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. So in part 3, Asha, I'll try to finish almost 90% of your MCQs, whichever is there. Part 1 and part 2, I don't get time because I have a lot of content to finish. But
Correct.
part 3 is very boring. So what I do, generally, I cover the concept, I discuss the concept, and I try to do almost 90% of the questions within the class only. So if you have
Okay.
seen the classes, almost 90% of the MCQs will be done.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So
Yeah.
hardly 10-15% question would be left for you to do that.
Okay, sir.
So,
Yeah,
but
thank
this is a good approach. What you say is correct. See the classes, do the MCQs. See the classes, do the MCQs. Try to do the MCQs from the class only. That means when I'm running the MCQs, see whether you can do those questions or not.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Ankur, can you please unmute your mic and introduce your name, education? Have you done either of the parts, and where are you working? Your mic, please unmute.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, my name is Ankur, and by qualification, I'm chartered accountant. And I'm not a studied earlier before year P1, 2. I just start with the P3 directly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Deepak?
Hi everyone, I'm Deepak. I'm working for one of the big fours, and this is my first attempt to clear my examination.
Have you done any of the classes, Deepak?
No, I have not joined any live classes yet, but my approach was to write paper 3, 1, and 2.
Ranjita Gunda? Rajita, if you have a mic.
I'm Rajita. At present, I'm in US. I'm first time taking the classes, live classes of part 3 only, and I'm working in CPF form.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rajita. Jaspal Singh. If you have a mic, please introduce guys. Kartavi.
Good evening, everybody. I am Kartavi. I have completed BCom and I don't have any work experience before, and I have completed part 2 in VGLD.
So, Kartavi, have you given exams?
No, sir, not right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Netra.
Hello everyone, my name is Netra and I have completed my master's in finance and I have worked around 4 years in Deloitte as in US taxation as tax senior and I joined in mid of July, so I have watched a few videos on part two. So I wanted to attend the live lecture, so I've joined part three.
Thank you, Netra.
Thank you.
Piyush, Soni.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Hi, please.
Hello, myself Piyush. I am recently pursuing MCOM. It's my last semester. I watched part one class.
Have you given any exams, Piyush? Any planning?
No, sir. Praying for slot if any of them.
Praveen?
Then I will put.
Praveen?
Yes.
Yeah, I graduated on a bachelor's in commerce. Right now, only I'm doing for a part three. Just appeared right now, not for.
Samriddhi?
Uh, am I audible?
Yes, Samriddhi, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
So my name is Samriddhi Karute and I am a lawyer by profession. I've completed my master's and I have 1.5 years of experience in working as a tax law firm. And now I want to, like, this is the first time I'm appearing for part three.
Thank you, Samriddhi. Simran?
Hi everyone, my name is Vinod. I am a chartered accountant and I haven't taken any classes yet. It is my first class and currently I'm working in one of the big four as an associate.
Thank you, Simran. Anyone whom I left, guys? Netra is having a question on the P10 if you take it and end up. Sure, Netra, go ahead.
Yeah, so I live in Germany right now, and I'm going to apply for my P10. So I mean, what are the documents which I need? So is passport enough? Because
Yeah.
when I read the instructions which was sent by Renu, she said so there it was mentioned that I have to get it attested. So I'm not
Right.
sure where I can get it attested in Germany. So, I mean, how I need to get, I mean, it's in India, it's easy. So for P10, how am I going to go through with the passport?
So I think you have to
Attested
connect
as
with.
in how, like, can I do a self-attestation or it has to
No,
be
self
perfectly get
service.
attested by some of the government authority itself?
Have to be some of the government authority. Yeah.
Uh,
Would that be
okay,
possible if
okay.
someone from India can send it to you, do it and get it done?
But like how? My passport is here. So I have to send my passport and then I have to get, no, I can't do that. I think so.
No, not this way. I think in India it's manageable.
Yeah.
Just a Xerox or scan copy should be fine.
Yeah.
Just Xerox of
Passport.
passport. Okay. Okay. So if I just put an attested Xerox of a passport for P10, it will be approved.
Yeah. Right, Asha?
Okay. Yeah, like Asha, I think Asha replied.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Asha
yeah.
replied.
Yeah, the scanned copy, ask them to take a printout in India and get it attested. That also you can scan and upload in the portal. You'll get it.
Okay, okay. That's the best I can do. Thank you so much, Asha.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Asha.
No
Thank
problem.
you. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, 2-3 questions, 2-3 pointers, everyone. I'll discuss it. Many people are starting with a part 3. Is that mandatory for me to do other parts? No, I think part 3 you can write in the isolation. But I'll warn you, part 3 is going to be little boring. Not little boring is little understatement. It is going to be very boring. Okay. So I just worry that you're starting with part 3. Don't get bogged down by this, that this is going to be a very boring course. Trust me, after finishing part 3, I think I'll take almost 12 to 13 classes on this. And after that, I'm going to start part 1 with you guys, right? So part 1, part 2 are going to be very, very, very interesting. You're just going to absolutely love it. Part 3 is relatively boring because you can imagine when we are doing the filing, when we are doing the representing our client, we have to comply with the ethics, we have to comply with a lot of regulations. So it's more compliance oriented, it's more regulated regulations, everyone. That's why it's slightly boring, everyone, vis-a-vis part 1 and part 2. So my point, what I'm trying to tell you with this, if you're starting with part 3, don't think that this is a very boring course, right? That I don't think it is meant for me. Don't leave the course by looking at the part 3, right? So that's why I suggest people to start with either part 1 or part 2, right? So that their interest will not die down. That's my only worry, that interest should not die down, right? Class is also going to be a little boring because it is theoretical. I can't help it, right? But after that, everyone, do the classes. I think this is going to be the easiest part. So if I say part 1, part 2, part 3, so I'm sure you, when you have done the research, you would be aware. Earlier, it used to be 4 parts: part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Now, part 1 is still the same, which is individual. Part 4 has become part 3, and this 2 parts have been merged and it has become part 2. So that's why it is part 1, part 2, and part 3. So part 2 is the bulkiest one. Part 3 is the smallest one. That's why I take almost 30 to 35 lectures here. I take almost 31 to 33 lectures here. I take almost 11 to 12 lectures here. So you can imagine number of lectures also, you can see why there is so much of a difference also. So part 3 is the smallest one, everyone. But as I discussed, it is little boring. It depends what is your forte. If you are someone who can not worry about boring portion, then I think you can start with the part 3. There is no problem. General question which comes to the people's mind is, I have not done part 1, I have not done part 2, part 1, part 2, I have not done. Can I write my part 3 exams? Yeah. Individually, you can write this, though whatever is the related terminologies, I'll try to give you within the classes, right? Obviously not possible for me to cover all the 60, 70 classes portion right now with you, but I'll try to give you a brief flavor about that. Whenever you are doing part 1, there are some topics which is related with the part 2. There are some topics which is related with the part 1. Okay, guys, I'll take your questions. Just hear me out. I'll take all your questions. Don't worry about this. Otherwise, you'll miss what I'm saying. Some topics, part 1, when you're doing the part 1, there are some topics which you should do from the part 2. Similarly, when you are doing part 2, there are some topics which you should do from the part 1. I'll keep telling you whenever I'm doing part 1, I'll say, this is the topic I've done in part 1, this is the topic I've done in part 2. I'll keep telling you. Topics which are common, I don't teach it at both the places, guys, because I have a limited number of classes with you, almost 30, 35 classes with you. If I start teaching you the duplicate items also, I cannot cover a lot of ground also. So my intention is to cover a lot of ground. Something which is a common topic, I don't teach duplicate. I don't duplicate those items. I can give you a reference that you can see this lectures in that case, so that your coverage wise is going to be much bigger for us. Okay. Part 3, generally, it is independent itself. It is more procedure oriented. So generally, you don't need to see much items in the part 1 and part 2 itself. I hope the point is clear. I'll take up the questions. By the time any questions, let me know. So Nitra, I hope that answers your point. So you have to choose accordingly. Guys, you have to choose accordingly. Should I choose the easiest one? That means part 3, which is the smallest one, but the boring one. Should I go for the part 1? Part 1 is a moderate wise. That means it is not too big also, it is not too small as the part 3. So depending on how much time you are having in your hand, guys. Part 2 is the bulkiest one, everyone. It is going to be a little complicated also. C corporation, S corporation, partnership, tax exempt organization, state also, gift also. So it is going to be a little bulky for you in that sense. So plan accordingly how much time you are having. When are you planning to write your exams? We shall discuss that point also. I'll discuss that strategy with you. At the end of the batch, I'll discuss with you what all you have to cover in regarding the preparation. So you can see that. I'll discuss all of that. If you have done very nicely Sergeant MCQ, all the points you have done it, that's going to be good enough for us. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to ask. No? Okay. I can start. One tiny point, everyone, for the people who are doing it to practice other materials or MCQs. Asha, if you have, as I'm saying, I'll discuss all the strategy at the end of the class. In this case, but I think first you finish sergeant. First you finish sergeant. Do it 2-3 times. After you are done sergeant 2-3 times, after you have done all the notes and everything, and now you think that yes, I have space for me, I can do some other items, then you should do it, right? Or generally people do it, they have done sergeant once with me, and then they start jumping on the multiple punishment. First finish one very nicely, that you can blindly answer those MCQs, right? In those MCQs, you should minimum score 90 plus. Only then switch to other MCQs. That's would be my suggestion. Depends how much time you are having, Asha. Totally depends on that. Rest, I'll cover the detailed strategy with you at the end of the session. Don't worry on that. Not today, but once we've done the batch. Okay. Guys, few pointers before we start the session. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are having the online classes, guys. If you are watching live, very good. If you are watching it like a recording, please do it like a offline class. That means don't watch it on the bed, don't watch it on mobile, everyone. Try to watch it on the laptop, everyone. Try to sit on the table and do it. Do it more like a regular class. It's not like someone is roaming around in the house and then you will do it like a class every, because then you are going to find the much value out of it, right? During the classes, guys, I'll keep giving you a lot of notes also. You can note it down on your register, those notes, everyone, or you can take a screenshot of that also. I'll give you enough time to take the screenshot also. You can take the screenshot. I suggest you to take the screenshot, everyone, or make your notes. This is going to be extremely a game changer for you if you're making your own notes, everyone. So I'll try to give you a lot of flowcharts, notes in that case, so that your study will become easier. But please make notes. This is going to be very helpful to you at the end of the day. Should you prepare anything before the class? No, you don't need to prepare anything before the class, guys. Come clean slate. But I suggest you guys, once we are done with the classes, please revise everything, whatever we have done. We are going to do the classes for almost 3 hours. And if you revise this, everyone, on an average, on a daily basis, it will hardly take 15 minutes. 15 minutes it will take you to revise. That's so if you are regularly revising on a 15 minutes, whatever we are doing it, so we will have the classes from Monday to Friday, everyone. Revise 15 minutes on a daily basis. And on Saturday, Sunday, what you have a lot of time on Saturday, Sunday, since we don't have the classes. Whatever we have done during the week, just compilely revise everything. That what we have done Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. What my idea is, by the time the batch is over, guys, so we'll do the classes within 12 days, 12 classes. By the time the batch is over, everyone, once you do the course with me, you should do that course on your own also at least once. So that after that, take a break of 15 days, 20 days, take a break of 15, 20 days. This is going to be the period for your self-study. And after that, immediately write your exams, guys, depending on the slot, obviously. Because the whole idea, keep doing the classes, do your self-study, write your exams. Same, do the classes, do your self-study, write the exams. Let it go out of your system, guys. There is no point keep doing the same classes again and again and again. You will not find any value out of it. So please try to follow this, guys. Obviously, slot is something which is no one's hand, everyone. Keep writing for the slot, keep writing to the IRS, keep writing to the Prometric. Make it, schedule your email, right? Just schedule your email that on a daily basis. Now you have the option of scheduling the email on a daily basis. Just schedule the email for the entire week, that daily mails are going to IRS, daily mails are going to the Prometric. Let them be sick and tired of your email, right? We don't have any choice. We don't have any choice, right? That's why I'm saying when we don't have any choice, we have to take the extreme measures. When so many mails are going to the IRS will take it seriously, right? You approach VGLD team also, you approach IRS also, you approach Prometric also. I think The more you approach these guys, they'll take your concern seriously, that it is such a serious matter that they are not conducting any exams, or even they are conducting the exams, they are rescheduling the exams again and again. It's just a mockery, right? So they'll take it very seriously according to that. Hopefully, I'm saying it's clear. Someone who said is from Germany. Sir, Netra, you said. Netra, yeah. So how's the exam situation? Are the exams happening regularly in Germany? Which city are you in Germany? Okay. So is exams happening regularly in Munich? You could not find a slot. I think Rajita, exams in US are happening regularly. Am I right? I think in US there is no problem.
Yes, but I didn't try to book the slot. Just now I
So I don't think US is a problem. Yeah. Okay. I think in India they're cancelling a lot Prometric. And Prometric is just cancelling the IRS exams, right? This EA exams. All other exams, CPA exams, CMA exams are happening regularly. I'm not sure why EA is that. Anyways, you can't help that. Anyways, any questions before I start, guys? Ready. If you are doing the live classes, very good, guys. If you're doing the live classes, very good. You will get the access via your LMS everyone. If you could not attend your live classes, guys, generally the team is going to update the live classes within 48 hours. They'll upload on your portal. They'll upload on your LMS. So if you don't have the access of your LMS, please get the access of your LMS. So all the recordings shall be available to you within 48 hours. Any other question? I think it's fine. Perfect. I'll keep it very basic, guys. Couple of sessions, I'm going to keep it very basic. If you still have any questions, please let me know. Okay? Enrolled agent, guys. When we are talking about the enrolled agent, it is about the taxation. What kind of a taxation are we going to discuss here? We are going to discuss income tax. That means we are not going to discuss sales tax. We are not going to discuss VAT. We're not going to discuss any other property taxation. Besides income tax, we are going to discuss gift tax. We are going to discuss state tax. State tax is the inheritance tax. Then we are going to discuss FICA, Federal Insurance Contribution Act, which is like a PF in India. Then we are having MCT, which is the medical tax. All of it. Don't worry about this. That what complicated names are these. I'll take almost 60 lectures on doing these items. Don't worry about this. How many types of income tax is there in US, guys? Anyone who's aware? How many types of income tax is in India, guys? In India, how many types of income tax is there? Only one, whatever central government takes it, right? In US, we are having 3 types of income. First is federal. Federal is very similar to central government, federal tax of income. Then we are having state tax. State tax is charged by wherever you are based at, maybe Texas, maybe California, whatever state. Whatever. Third category is known as local income. Local income tax. This could be of 2 types, maybe city and the county wherever you are staying in. Are we supposed to do all of it? This is not in our course. For us, the relevant is going to be federal income tax. Federal income tax. You can imagine, guys, in US, how many states are there? How many states are there guys in US? 50 states. So, or it's just not humanly possible for you to learn the taxation of the 50 states. Everyone, many states don't have the income tax also. And it is not in our course also. Enrolled agent is not about the state taxation, it is about the federal. I hope the point is clear. Now, first 10 minutes, I will talk about basics about the part one. That means I'll talk about the basics about the individual taxation. So you'll get the broad idea about that. Next 10 minutes, I'll talk about the basics about the part two, so that you will get the basics about the businesses also. So first 5 minutes, I'll broadly talk about the individual taxation. Then I'll talk about the basics about the company taxation, everyone. And then I'm going to start the part three with you. So that in case there is any relevance of the part one and part two, you can understand it better. Any question up till here, guys? Yes, no? We will keep the classes in English, guys, because many people don't understand Hindi, guys. So we keep the mode of communication in English only, guys. But if you have any questions, right? If you are having any questions which you are not able to understand maybe in English, you can post your query in Hindi also. I'll try to answer to you in Hindi. But general medium, I'll keep it in English only. But if you have any questions you want me to explain in Hindi, I'll try to explain it in Hindi also. Okay. But you let me know, right? You raise your question and I'll repeat that also. So that means I'll not run the classes in English. I'll keep it in English. But if you have any questions, you ask me, then I'll try to repeat that in Hindi. Guys, I want one commitment from your side. I want one thing from your side. Let's have a better engagement in the classes, guys. So that means whatever the question I'm throwing at you, please be responsive on that. Whatever the questions you are having in your head, please ask me. No matter how stupid the question is sounding to you, please ask me and ask me then and there. Whatever concept I'm explaining to you, if you find that this is something you're not able to understand, ask me then and there. If we have done entire point, 30 minutes are gone, then you're asking, then I have to repeat everything and it is going to be waste of time for everyone. So whatever the question you are having, stop me then and there. Just stop me then and there and I'm going to discuss with you. Okay. So please do that. And whatever the question I'm throwing at you, please be responsible in that case. Imagine, guys, I'm looking at your chat and trying to gauge whether you're understanding it or not. So the more you're engaged in the classes, I'll understand that yes, you are getting whatever I'm saying. Is that okay? Can we have a better engagement? Yes, no? No? So less yes, guys. Okay, great. Individual. As an individual, guys, which form do you file? As an individual, we file 1040. Individual files 1040 every month. In India, guys, what do? We divide ourselves by income. That this is my salary income, house property income, capital gains, other sources, PGBP, right? We bifurcate the income like this. In US, we don't bifurcate like this, everyone. All the income will come in the gross income. Everything will come in 1040, everyone. So I'll create a broad format of the 1040. How does it look like? So I'm going to say here, everyone, gross income. So when I say gross income, I'm going to include all the elements of the income. From this, I'm going to reduce adjustments. What is adjustment? Adjustment are the few kind of expenditures or the deductions, which is allowed to be deducted from your gross income, which is allowed to be reduced from your income. Income, everyone, let's say you are earning some salary, you are earning wages. One example I give you for the adjustment. Let's say this person has taken the loan. We call it taxpayer. In US, we don't call it assessee. We call it taxpayer. So let's say, everyone, taxpayer has taken any loan. For what purposes you have taken the loan? You have taken the loan for your education. That means you have taken the educational loan. And now you are paying the interest on that. So I'm talking about interest on educational loan. In India, do you get the deduction for this, guys? Interest on education loan? Yeah, you get the reduction, 80, you get the reduction in that way. Same here, everyone, same here. In the US also, you can claim the deduction for it. You claim the deduction as one of the adjustment. Is this point clear? Like this, there are almost 12, 13 items. Interest on student loan is one of the items. Like this, we are having various items which we are going to reduce from our income. What are these items? I'm going to discuss with you all of them in the part. Up till here, are we good? Yes, no, maybe. Whatever is coming, gross income minus adjustment, whatever is coming, we call it AGI. AGI is adjusted gross income. AGI. From this, I'm going to reduce standard deduction or itemized deduction. Standard deduction or itemized deduction. Or itemized. Whichever is beneficial. Law says it, whichever is beneficial. Which is more beneficial, guys? Whichever is higher or whichever is lower? Obviously, there is some deduction I'm reducing from this. Whatever is higher is more beneficial, guys, because I'm reducing that, everyone. That's how the law is. Law says it, whichever is beneficial, and we know whichever is higher is beneficial, right? Standard deduction, everyone. Standard deduction, the way we are having in India, on the salary, you get the standard deduction of 75,000 now. Same here, everyone. Like this, you are going to get a certain amount of a standard deduction. Or there are few other expenses. If you are claiming those expenses, you will get the itemized deductions. So maybe you will claim the standard deduction or itemized deduction. You will compare year on year. You are going to compare, and whichever is your higher, you are going to claim them. So this is going to be standard deduction or itemized deduction, whichever is higher. Next, everyone, you are going to reduce from that QBI deduction. QBI deduction. QBI is qualified business income. Qualified business. If you are running a business which is a qualified business, I'll cover that in part 2, everyone. Then I'm going to reduce that also. And then eventually whatever is coming, that gives me taxability. And on this, we are going to charge tax. We are going to charge tax. Up till here, any question, guys? How many tax we are applying, everyone? How many types of tax? In US, we are having 2 slabs, everyone. In US, we are having 2 slabs. For individual, I'm talking about, guys. For individual, we are having 2 slabs. One is the slab for the ordinary income. Ordinary income means your regular income, whatever you are earning on that, which is approximately 10 to 37%. It's a range, guys. It's a range. In India also, if I look, what is the range of the taxation? India to tax ranges 5 to 30% ranges. Same in US, everyone, range is 10 to 37%. As income is hiring, as income is going up, percentage is also going up. Point clear, guys? Second is, so this is a normal slab. Second is the preferential slab. Preferential slab is available whenever you are having LTCG, long-term capital gains, then you are having a preferential slab, which is 0 to 20%. In India also, we have the same thing, guys. Yeah, in India also we are having, if I'm selling the shares, if I'm selling the shares, I will have now 12.5% tax on that. Generally, I'm supposed to pay 5 to 10, 30%. But on the shares, I can pay the tax of 12.5%. So again, India also we are having the preferential treatment. Point clear up to here, guys? Any questions? Anyone, any question? Kartibi, any question? Priya, any question? Aditya, Piyush? US is having progressive taxation. Progressive taxation. What do you mean by progressive taxation? Correct. High income, high tax. As the income increases, tax increases. Correct. If your income level is increasing, so if your income is increasing, your taxes will also increase. Do we have the similar taxation in India also, guys? Progressive taxation. In India also we have a progressive taxation. In India we have a progressive taxation. In India, do we have the regressive taxation? Any tax is regressive. That means income is low, tax is high. Income is high, tax is low. Do we have any regressive taxation in India? As in reverse of that. That means if your income is high, tax is lower. Income is lower, tax is high. Do we have? No. Do we have a flat structure in India? Do we have flat structure also in India? Any taxation is a flat taxation in India. GST. GST is a flat, isn't it? If tomorrow Mukesh Ambani goes and purchase a biscuit, on that again 18% he is going to pay the GST of 18%. If tomorrow Mukesh Ambani sends the maid of his maid and she buys the biscuit, again 18%. So it does not matter who is purchasing it. So income is irrelevant. Everyone will pay the same tax, everyone, same GST in that way. So it's a flat taxation. Point clear, guys? Any questions up till now? As I discussed earlier, we will not call the person as assessee. We will call the person as taxpayer. Whoever is preparing the return for this person, whoever is preparing the return for this person, we will call that person as TRP. TRP is tax return preparer. Tax return preparer, whoever is preparing the return. So maybe you could be the TRP. As an EA, you can be the TRP. Income tax in India, guys, is governed by which act? Governing act of the income tax in India is Income Tax Act 1961. Governing act income tax in US is IRC, Internal Revenue Code. Income tax department comes under which department? That means this department is governed by which department falls income tax? It is CBDT, Central Board for Direct Taxes. It is IRS in US, everyone. IRS in US, which is Internal Revenue Service. Under which ministry the CBDT comes? Ministry of Finance, MOF. In US, it comes under DOT, Department of Treasury. Okay. Now, Department of Treasury has issued a circular. This is the circular you have to consider whenever you are going to represent your client. Whenever you are representing your client, this is the circular you have to consider. This circular is known as TC 230. Treasury Circular 230, we also known as C230. This entire part 3 is all about C230. It's all about this only. So in this case, we'll discuss the various provision of Treasury Circular 230. Point here. Can taxpayer be represented by enrolled agent? That means, can enrolled agent represent taxpayer? We can, guys. Yeah, you can. But is it only enrolled agent can represent that? No. Then who else? Who else? CPA, attorney, other people can also represent, including you. That's why everyone, TC 230 is not applicable on EA only. Is not limited to EA only. It is applicable on others also. Why I'm specifically saying, everyone, whenever we are going to study in part 3, whenever we are going to study, you will keep saying that they are talking about CPA, they are talking about attorney also. So don't get confused that why are we doing the CPA and attorney? Because it's not about you only, it is applicable. TC 230 is applicable on these guys also. So that's why they are giving the referencing of many cases CPA and the attorney also. Point clear what I'm saying, guys? Just writing a note for this. Whenever any dispute, or disagreement over tax issues arises, taxpayer may have appear before IRS. PAs, attorneys, CPAs, and other individuals. Whoever is authorized to practice before IRS may represent that. Copy. Read this, guys. Let me unlock the file. I think I cannot write anything on it. So let me try to find out the unlocked version. By the time you read this, I am on first page. Give me a minute. By the way. Sorry, my bad. So I'm saying it. Federal tax practitioner, which is FTP, or FATP, which is federally authorized tax practitioner. Same thing. FTP, which is federal tax practitioner. FATP, federally authorized tax practitioner. That means you guys, everyone, including enrolled agent, everyone, FTP, include this, who prepare the tax return and represent the taxpayer before the client, are subject to a variety of the rules that regulate their professional conduct. Practice before the IRS is governed by TC 230. Circular 230 applies to all tax practitioners, everyone, including attorneys, CPAs, enrolled agent, registered tax return preparers. Point clear, guys? Up to here, is that okay? Now, Treasury Department regulates the practice of the taxpayer representatives before the IRS and rest of the Treasury. For the purpose of the Treasury Department regulation, practice before the IRS covers all of the following. Please understand this, guys. This is a general confusion. When I say practice before IRS, is it same like we understand like a CA practice in India? Is it like a lawyer practice? Is it the same thing? What do you think, guys? It's not. It sounds same. It sounds same, but it is not. We generally understand this wrong. When I say practice before the IRS, what does that mean? It means you, any lawyer, any CPA or anyone else, everyone, can this person represent the client before the IRS? That means in front of the IRS, can you represent your clients? This is what is known as practice. Don't confuse this with the CA practice, lawyers practice, doctors practice, like that. Point clear what I'm saying, guys? Yes, no? Should I move? So that's why, everyone, purpose of the Treasury Department regulation practice before the IRS cover all of the following, all of the matters relating to any of the following. So any of the following is considered as a practice. What is that? Communicating with the IRS for a taxpayer. That means you are communicating with the IRS. For whom? For taxpayer. On behalf of that, regarding the taxpayer's rights, privilege, liabilities under the law or regulation. So you are dealing with the IRS. You are communicating with the IRS on behalf of the taxpayer. That is considered as the practice. Representing the taxpayer at the conferences. You're representing the taxpayer as the conference, hearings, or the meetings with the IRS. Any kind of a meeting you are having the IRS. So instead of the client, you are going and meeting that. Any conference you are having with the IRS, you are going and meeting with that. Preparing and necessary filing documents with the IRS for the taxpayer. If you're doing any preparing any document with the IRS, everyone, for the taxpayer. Again, this is all considered as a practice. I hope it is okay. Now, this is a client, everyone. And IRS is conducting any kind of a investigation on that. IRS is doing any kind of a investigation on the client. And IRS has called you as an EA. IRS has called you to appear as a witness. Can this be considered as a practice? Everything else. If you are appearing as a witness, would that be practice? That is something which is not going to be practice because you're just appearing in a witness capacity, everyone. If you're just appearing in the witness capacity, then it is not. Point clear what I'm saying? That's why it's important for you to know that, because sometimes in the MCQs, they will give you that can you represent the client in a meeting with IRS? Are you going to represent client in the conferences with IRS? And lastly, they'll give you A, B, C. As a witness, you are appearing. They'll ask you which one of them is not a practice. Obviously, C is the answer. Is the point clear what I'm saying? If IRS is asking for certain details, as an EA, IRS is asking certain details from you. And if you provide those details, everyone, merely providing those details, everyone, merely providing that details will not tend to amount to practice. If you're just sharing a couple of details with that, again, that is not considered to be practicing. I hope it is okay. Let's say this is client. This is you as an EA. You are the one who is preparing the return. Can preparing return be considered as practice before the IRS? When practice is considered as preparing. It sounds same. There are a lot of overlapping also. But practice before the IRS and tax preparation, they are not same. This is more broader, everyone. This is more broader. Practice before the IRS is more broader. So just because someone is preparing will not enter amount to practice. Point clear, guys, what I'm saying? Point 3, which is preparing necessary documents, Nitra. This one, right? Yeah, but this is not tax return. Preparing and necessary documents with the IRS with the tax return. That's not again the return. I'm saying it is very much possible. For example, you are preparing the return, and maybe you are representing your client. Then obviously you are broad category you are having. You are TRP also in that case, and you are practicing before the IRS. Practicing before the IRS is more broadening that you're representing your clients. Point here. So I'm writing the note for this. Following do not constitute practice from IRS. For example, if you are doing preparation of original, if you are preparing original return or maybe revised return, in India we are having, you are preparing amended return. If you are preparing, just because you are preparing any return, be it original, be it amended, you will not be considered practice with the IRS. Come back to this again. If I talk about India, guys, let's say this is A, and A is earning 10,000 rupees per month. Does this person needs to pay the taxes? Someone is earning 10,000 rupees per month. Does this person need to pay the taxes in India? No, because you are not crossing the slab. Because the slab is not crossed, it is exempt. Up to 2.5 lakh, there is no taxes. Does this person needs to file the return? No. Why would you need to file the return? With that logic, Nitra, Ria, everyone in India needs to file the return, isn't it? In your home, whoever is that, no. I'm saying you are supposed to file the return on that. You're not supposed to file the return. You are not. It's not mandatory for you to file the return. No, not rebate also. Or without rebate also. Netra, this is 10,000 per month. So 10,000 per month. In this case, how much it is going to be? 1,20,000, which is less than 2.5 lakhs. So there's no rebate concept. Rebate is between 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. In case of an old slab. In case of a new slab, 2.5 to 7. Whenever taxability is happening, whenever you are falling into the 5% slab and you want to avoid that, then 87A relief comes. Okay. Okay, people who are not aware of India taxation, ignore, does not matter. What I'm saying here, everyone, you're not supposed to pay taxes. You're not need to file the return also because you're not even crossing 2.5 lakhs every month. Let's say this person is working as an intern with EY. EY is a big company. They don't care too much about this. So on that income, which is 10,000 per month, they have reduced the TDS. They have reduced the TDS of 1,000 per month. So how much tax has been deducted? Total tax deducted 12,000. But you are saying we are not supposed to pay any taxes. Then what should we do? Can we get the refund of this amount? Yeah. Automatically, will you get the refund? Correct. Automatically, will you get the refund? No. You have to do something huge. What will you have to do? Now I have to file that. Point clear? If I don't file the return, I will not get this. So now you have to file the return. This is something which is known as claim for refund. Claim for refund. Point clear? That's why I'm saying, even if you are filing original return, you are filing amended return, or you are filing claim for refund for a person who does not have any tax liability. Point clear what I'm saying, guys? Yes, no, maybe. So following do not constitute, or if you are furnishing information requested by IRS, furnishing information requested by IRS, then again, it is not considered to be the practice before the IRS. Everyone. Lastly, everyone, something we have already done, you appear as a witness. Appear as a witness for tax code. Again, this is on the practice. Done, guys? Should I move? You want to copy this? Take a screenshot. If there is any enrolled agent or attorney, if any EA, attorney, CPA, or any other person, everyone, if this person is suspended or disbarred by IRS. I hope everyone understands what is suspend, right? The person has been suspended. IRS, next 6 months, you are not going to work, right? Or disbarred, that going forward, you are not eligible to work, right? So anyone has been suspended or disbarred by the IRS. Can this person practice before the IRS? Can you practice before the IRS? Cannot practice. Ideally, who has been suspended and disbarred, should you take the help of this person? Let's see it. I am on page number 2, everyone. Quickly read this. Page number 2. Disreputable conduct means simple point is you have done any wrong. You have done any kind of a fraud, you have done any kind of a felony, any offense. Simple point, disreputable conduct means anything wrong you have done. Read this. Page number 2. Read and confirm, guys. Remove, guys. An attorney CPA or EA authorized to practice before the IRS has a duty to perform certain act and is restricted from performing other acts. In addition, a tax practitioner cannot engage in a disreputable conduct. Any tax practitioner who does not comply with two certain rules of practice and engages in the disreputable conduct is subject to the disciplinary action. What is disciplinary action, guys? What is disciplinary action? That means they'll take the IRS will take the stringent action against you. It could be they will charge the penalty on you. They might suspend you also in that case. Maybe in some case, there could be a jail time also. So they take this strict action against whoever has done it, maybe EA, CPA, tender. Is that okay, people? Yes. It's a long list of the disreputable conduct, everyone. Page number 17, everyone. I know. Conviction of a criminal case, criminal offense, dishonesty, you have done it, breach of trust, you have done it, you have done any kind of a fraud, felony, giving the false or misleading information you have given everyone, willfully you are evading the tax, willfully you are doing that everyone, misappropriation of the property you have done it. So it's a long list. Am I supposed to learn that list? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Simple point is if you, I'll give you time to read this everyone. So it's on page number 17 to 20. It's a long list. If you see the basic point you have to remember, you don't need to learn this guys. Just have a read of it. Basically, it's just basically they're talking about if you have done anything wrong, like any kind of a fraud, a felony, any offense, any charges against you. That is simple point where you have to look whenever they are giving you the option and they'll say, is that the disreputable conduct or not? You just have to look in that case. That means, is there any kind of a fraud or not in this case? Is that okay? What is the meaning of convict? What is the meaning of convict? Anyone? In movies you might have seen. Is convict and accused same? Is convict? No. Right? So when we say, I think there is one more word called the indict also. If I'm not wrong. Convict is basically, see, for example, when we are saying that this person has done the murder, let's say we are saying, let's say A is saying that B has done the murder. That means, is B the criminal? A is saying that B has done the murder. Is B the criminal? No, no, because it is not convicted. When the court says it, everyone, whenever the court says it, court decide, court will hear everything, and court says, yes, this person has done the murder, then it is considered as a convict. Point clear what I'm saying is, guys? So in your MCQs, sometimes they'll try to confuse you, everyone. In your MCQs, they'll try to confuse you in the convict, what says maybe indict or something, right? So be careful about in the MCQs. We are looking conviction, everyone. We are looking conviction. Just because if someone is accusing, it's not a crime as such. Point clear? Because everywhere if you see, it's a conviction. It's a conviction. It's a conviction. And everyone, everywhere we are mostly talking about willfully. Willfully you have done it, everyone. Willfully you have done it. That is something we are looking willfully, everyone. For example, everyone, if let's say client has given me information that so and so information, please pass on to the IRS, right? So I have seen the information and I've seen everything is looking okay. And whatever the information the client is giving, it looks okay. So you have passed on that information to the IRS. Now it is the false information. Every information, whatever the client has given you, it's a false information. It is the fake documents the client has made. But on the face of it, it looks okay. How can you verify? You are not the Sherlock Holmes that you are going to investigate every case, right? You have seen the document, it looks apparently okay, and you have gone on the good faith, right? In that case, everyone, maybe it is not the disreputable conduct. Point clear what I'm saying? Then maybe the penalty may be not levied on you. Maybe the disciplinary actions may not be taken against you. Because you have not acted in the bad faith, right? You have acted in the good faith. You have exercised the due diligence, and there is no means you can find that out in this case. So in this case, IRS can leave you in that case. Point clear, guys, what I'm saying is? But if you know these are the fake documents, if you know these are the false documents, and still you are giving it, that means you are doing it willfully. Then that's a crime. Then that's a deceptive. Point clear what I'm saying, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Coming back to what we discussed. Page number 2, everyone. Practice before the IRS. Practice before the IRS includes all the matters connected with the presentation to the IRS or any officer or employee related to the taxpayer's rights, privileges, liabilities under the laws or regulation administered by the laws. Such presentation include, but not limited to, preparing the documents, filing the documents, corresponding and communicating with the IRS, rendering the written advice with the entity, plan, arrangement, or any other arrangement that has a potential of the tax evasion or the avoidance. I'll discuss the difference between the tax evasion and the avoidance later on. Evasion is outrightly illegal. Avoidance may be illegal, may not be illegal. I'll talk about that later in detail. And representing a client at a conference. So these are the practice. These are the things you can do in that case. Point clear, guys? All right. Now, certain categories of the individual who may practice everyone. Now, we'll discuss who can practice before the IRS. Attorney can do that. We have done. CPAs can do that. EAs can do that. Everyone. Now, any CA, any CPA, any EA, any CPA, any EA, any attorney, if these guys are suspended or let's say disbarred, can they represent the client? Obviously, whoever is not suspended or disbarred. See that? Attorney who are not currently under the suspension practice over this are not required to file a declaration with the IRS before rendering the written advice covered in this, but may render the rendering this advice is practice, but their rendering of this advice is practice. What we are saying, everyone, that if you are not suspended or you are not disbarred, then you can practice before the IRS. Now, whenever you practice before the IRS, you don't need, not required to file a declaration with the IRS. That means you don't need to give the declaration that I'm not suspended, I'm not disbarred in that case. No need to give the declaration. CPAs who is not currently in suspension and this are not required to give the written declaration with the IRS again. But their rendering is services. Say if you are rendering the service, it is considered as a practice before the IRS. Same point. EA, who is not currently in the cess, in that case, again may practice before the same point, everyone. You will not be suspended and disbarred. Then everyone, other people can also maybe enrolled actuary and the enrolled retirement plans. These two can also represent the client, everyone. But they are limited. They can be limited only the items mostly related to the pensions. They are related issues regarding the pension. That means they are limited to the retirement plans only. But is there any area limitation on the CPA, EA attorney? No. They have no area restriction. They can represent whatever is the area of the client, they can represent towards the IRS. Enrolled actuary or the ERPA, enrolled retirement. So I can say this as EA2, enrolled actuary, and I can call it ARPA, which is going to be enrolled retirement plan agent. These guys are going to represent the client for these beneficiary plans only. Point clear, guys? Does that means client himself or herself cannot go and represent? You can do that, right? It's not like that you have to go via EA only, you have to go via CPA only. You can represent yourself also. Individuals may appear on their own before the IRS, provided they present the satisfactory identification. What is satisfactory identification? You have to give your documentation properly, that this is my social security number, this is my ID, this is my individual tax identification number, this is my adoption PAN number, whatever. Like in India, we are having that this is my PAN number, this is my Aadhaar number, this is my driving license, this is my voter ID, right? The way you prove your documents, same here, everyone. You have to prove your satisfactory identification. Point, guys, clear? Now, an individual who is not a practitioner, that means you are not an EA, CPA, right, may represent a taxpayer before the IRS in the following circumstances. First, we have discussed, I'll just summarize, guys. I know it can be a little overwhelming when you're reading it for the first time. First, we have discussed, everyone, is practice before the IRS, is it the same as return filing? Practice before the IRS, is it same as the return filing, guys? Then, practice is not same as return filing, right? Then we discuss what are you going to include in the practice. We discuss you're representing your client in the conference, you are providing the details to the IRS. In that case, you're representing your client. So we discuss these are the broad areas which is covering into that. We talked about that. Okay. What is going to be covered in the practice. Then we discuss what is not going to be covered. So this is practice we have done. This is also we have done. It is covered in the practice. Then you have written the note. You have written the note. What is not covered as the practice. You have written the note. What is not covered as the practice, which is so and so items will not cover in the practice. So we have understood this is covered in the practice. This is not covered in the practice. Point clear up till here, guys? Yes, no? Clear, guys? Should I move? So we got to know that this is something which is covered and this is something which is not covered. Now the question, everyone, who can represent, who can practice before the IRS, everyone? Now we are doing. First is what is practice, what is not the practice. First we have discussed what. Now we are discussing who can represent. So we discuss EA can do, CPA can do, attorney can do. You can do that. Then we have done EA2 can do, enrolled actually can do, ERPA can do, but they can represent the client regarding the pension plans only, right? So we have limited. Then we discuss, besides these guys, can we represent yourself? Yes, you can yourself represent also, but whenever you are representing yourself, in that case, you have to have a proper documentation, you have to have a proper identification. Up till here, are we good, guys? Clear? Now, further, I'm talking about, guys, someone who is not even a EA, CPA, and you are not representing, someone else can represent. Yes. An individual may represent a member of the immediate family. That means, is that possible that father is representing son? Is that possible? Father is representing son? Possible. It is possible that father is representing son. In our head, we always think whenever it comes to the representation, it has to be any technical person, but that's how it does not work, guys. In India also, that is not how it works. Even the normal individual people can also represent themselves. Point clear, guys? Similarly, a regular full-time employee of the individual employer may represent the employer. So any employee can also represent employer also. A general partner, everyone, or a regular full-time employee for partnership, they may also represent the partnership. What is general partner, guys? What is the other types of partner? One is general and so there are two kinds of partner. One is general partner and limited partner. General partner and the limited partner. Right? So that means who can participate in the management? In management of the partnership. General partner can participate in the management of the partnership. That means this is what needs to be done. This is how it needs to be done. Limited partner need not. Limited partner is very similar to the shareholder. It's very similar to the shareholder. For example, everyone, if let's say, if I'm having the stocks of Tesla, can I go and say, Elon Musk, get lost? I am the owner of the company. I'll run the company. Can I go and participate in the management of the company of Tesla? No. I'm having a shareholder. I'm having a limited rights. I'm having just a partial fraction of the ownership. I cannot go and participate in the management. Point clear what I'm saying? So you are just like a shareholder. You do not participate in the management. Should I move, guys? General partner. Do they have the personal liability? Yes. General partner have the personal liability, everyone. Limited partner do not have any personal liability. As I discussed, again, it is very much like a shareholder, everyone. If tomorrow, let's say Tesla, same example, if Tesla takes any loan, Tesla takes the loan from HSBC, and Tesla could not pay that loan, will HSBC will come and take the money from me? No, they can't recover it from me because I'm having a limited liability. Whatever the money I'm paying, that's all. After that, I have no liability because I'm a shareholder. Point clear, guys? Any questions? Want to copy this? Okay. So a general partner or a regular full-time employee can also represent the partnership. Any bona fide officer. What is bona fide, guys? bona fide is someone who is acting in good faith. Acting in good faith. What is acting in good faith, everyone? For example, everyone. Genuine, correct? For example, if A died and A's all the assets and liabilities has gone, let's say, into trust. A said that whenever my kids becomes 18 years of age, whatever the money is there, please distribute all the money to my kids. Now, money is not with the kids. There would be a trustee who is running that trust. So it's not like the trustee is misusing that money. Trustee should act in good faith. So trustee is the bona fide person. Trustee should act in good faith. Point clear what I'm saying? If you are misusing the funds, everyone, that means you are not acting in the good faith. Point clear, everyone? Perfectly clear. So a bona fide officer or a regular full-time employee of a corporation or the organized group may represent the corporation, association, organizations. So you can represent all of them. Same everyone, a regular full-time employee of a trust, officer or employee of the government agency, and individuals may represent an entity who is outside the US before the personal in that case also. Just writing a more note here, everyone. Simple point is any other person can represent an individual. An individual may be authorized by commissioner of the IRS. Commissioner of the IRS to represent others in a particular manner. Because in US, we are having a program. It's known as AFSP. AFSP, which is annual filing season program. Anyone? What is that program? If you are aware, what is AFSP? This is the program which has been introduced by the Obama in 2011, but it wasn't very well success. And they have relaunched it in 2024. I'm writing a note down on this. Annual filing season program. AFSP. AFSP is a voluntary IRS program designed to promote non-credentials TRPs. TRPs is a tax return preparer to participate in continuing educational process. Copy. If I say everyone, all these guys, let's say any EA, any CPA, any attorney, these guys are these guys enrolled or unenrolled? Enrolled just because it is enrolled agent. When I say enrolled, what do you mean by enrolled? Enrolled basically means everyone that you are having certain credentials, right? You all are having the credential, EA, CPA, attorney. They are having credentials. They are having the degree. They are having the credentials. So that's why they are considered enrolled. Everyone. Point clear? Why are we saying enrolled? Versus if I talk about AFSP or if I talk about other people, these guys are unenrolled. These guys are unenrolled. So first set of the people is enrolled, second of the people is unenrolled. How does it matter? Their rights are, everyone, there is a difference in their rights. Rights or not? Who should have more rights, guys? What do you think? Who should have more rights? Enrolled or unenrolled? Who should have more rights? E or U? Obviously enrolled. Obviously enrolled people should have more rights. That's how it is the scenario. That's how the scenario is. If you see, guys, in India also, in India, basic structure is everyone. First, there is going to be an assessing officer. Then over the assessing officer, who is that? Income tax officer, maybe. Then maybe AC, maybe deputy commissioner, everyone. Then there will be commissioner, right? CID appeals over there. Then you can go to ITET also, right? Various structure is there, everyone, right? And then eventually, finally, you can go to courts also after that. You can go to courts after that also. Point clear what I'm saying? Basic structure. Similarly, everyone, if I talk about in US, everyone. In US, everyone, we are having various structured also. First is going to be maybe you're discussing on the customer care, everyone. Then maybe you are collecting with the sales manager in that case. Then you're talking to the collection manager, right? Various levels we are having in that case. We're talking to them. All the levels what I'm talking about at the level of the IRS. If you are enrolled, everyone, then you can go at all the levels of the IRS. If you are enrolled, then at all the levels of the IRS, you can go and represent your client. But if you are unenrolled, only to the 2-3 level below, you can discuss them to these guys only. That means your life is limited. within this also you are having a limited right. You cannot go to all the people in the IRS. Point clear or not? Everyone? Should I move? That's why their rights are limited. Their rights are limited. Their rights are more. Should I move? Is that okay? In India, guys, can any CA or CS, anyone, can any CA represent the client to income tax department? Can any CA represent the client to income tax department? Yes, can. But can any CA represent the client to Supreme Court? Can you go and represent the clients to Supreme Court? You can't. For representing in Supreme Court, High Court, everyone, you need to be having a lawyer degree, right? You need to be having a legal degree, everyone. Point clear what I'm saying, everyone? So as a CA also, you cannot go and represent in the courts, everyone. Point clear up till here, guys? Same way, everyone, same way. I am telling you, if you are enrolled, you can go to at any level of the IRS. Within the IRS, you can go at any level. But you can go within the IRS, you can go at any level, everyone. But beyond the IRS, everyone, maybe you have to go to Tribunal Council, everyone. You have to go to trial court. After that, you have to go to appellate court. After that, you have to go to Supreme Court. Options of the court going into the court is available to you. But you cannot go into this. As an enrolled agent, you cannot go that, guys. Though you are enrolled person, but you cannot go into the courts. Point clear, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Should I repeat this point if it is not clear? Yes, no, maybe. Clear, guys? Can unenrolled guys go into the court? Can unenrolled go into the court? Absolutely not. When this person, unenrolled, cannot represent at the senior level of the IRS, how can this person go and represent in the court? There is no chance in that. Is that okay? Piyush, clear? Should I repeat? Let me know, guys. I'll share the note for this. Now, this is one of the limitation, everyone, we have done for the unenrolled. That was only to the junior level of the IRS you can represent your clients, not at the senior level of the IRS. Another limitation is, everyone, another limitation is 2018, 2019. Okay, let's say I'm talking about A. A is unenrolled person. 2018 return is not prepared by 2018 return is not prepared by A. 2019 return is prepared by A. So in this case, everyone, unenrolled obviously can go to the limited set of people. Also, if you have not prepared at this level, you cannot represent also. That means you can represent your client only for the returns which you have prepared. Everyone. Anything which you have not prepared, you cannot represent that client. So this is another limitation, everyone. Is that okay, people, what I'm saying? Yes, no, maybe. So two limitation, everyone. One is obviously, if you see unenrolled, we are talking about unenrolled, two set of limitation. One is to whom you are going to represent. Second limitation is what you can represent. It's a limitation on both the sides, whom and what. Give me a minute, I'm sharing. By the time anyone, any questions now? Take a screenshot. Done. Take a screenshot of this also. Done. Hopefully you have done screenshots. So this is same everyone. Unenrolled may only represent the taxpayer before revenue agent, customer service representative, similar officers everyone during the examination of the period, which is covered by the return. By the return, they have prepared and signed. So this is about what? This is about whom? Unenrolled cannot represent everyone, regardless of the circumstances, everyone. You cannot go to appeals, you could not go to revenue officer, you cannot go to any attorney or counsel or the similar office, you cannot go. Now, these guys, who are these guys? Enrolled or unenrolled? These are enrolled, everyone. Enrolled practice before the IRS, everyone. It's unlimited. That means IRS at any level you can go. You can sign the returns, refund when completed all of the returns, everyone. You can before anyone at IRS, examination appeals, and any in that case. Unlimited rights you are having on the tax plan. But when we talk about AFSP, other everyone, is it enrolled or unenrolled? This is unenrolled. They are having the limited rights. They can sign the returns, refund when completed, all of that everyone. Before IRS revenue agent service, in that case, examination only. Return that you have signed everyone earlier, it is related with that. You have participated in the program only, then your AFSP everyone, unlimited to the return and the return fund preparation also. That means not the tax planning or something. Any questions, guys? Let me know if it is not clear, guys. Clear? So what we have done, everyone, first we have done what is practiced before the IRS and what is not practiced before the IRS. Then we discuss everyone who may practice before the IRS, right? So then we discuss that it could be CPA, EA, it could be EAD. Then we talk about the ERPA, that these guys can represent only the pension board. Then we represent, you can represent yourself, employee can represent employer, and the entire list we have done. Then we discuss everyone if you are enrolled or unenrolled. If you are enrolled, then you are having a different right. If you are unenrolled, you are having a different right. If you are enrolled, then you can go to at any level in the IRS, but you cannot go on to the court. But if you are unenrolled, you cannot go to all the levels of the IRS. Only limited set of people you can go with, which is this revenue agent, service agent, and all. You can go there. Can you go into the court? No, absolutely not. You cannot go into the court. Then we have the limited rights for the unenrolled everyone. If for the return, whatever you have prepared, only then you can represent on that, not for the returns which you have not prepared. Point clear, guys? I'm sharing one more page, everyone. Take a screenshot of that. And that's which also. I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now, what I'm saying here, everyone, what I'm saying here is unauthorized person who may not practice before the IRS. Now I'm saying these are the people who cannot represent in front of IRS. These are disqualified people. Let's see who are these people. A member of Congress. In US also we have Congress BJP guys. It's Congress. US Parliament is known as Congress. Okay. A member of the Congress. If you are a member of the Congress, everyone, You may not participate before the IRS in connection with any matter for which you are directly or indirectly received or seek any compensation, everyone. Why are we not including these guys? Because these guys are very influential people, everyone. These guys are having a lot of power to influence everyone. Since they can influence a lot, everyone, that's why we are removing these guys. Point clear? So member of the Congress, no. Officer or employee of the US legislative, executive, judicial branch, right? So that means if you are the part of the court, everyone, whether legislative, executive, or the judicial branch, or the agencies, everyone, you may not. So again, you are in the position of influencing, whether you are the part of the US Parliament, everyone, or you are the part of the court. You can influence a lot, everyone. That's why we are saying no to you. Except, what is the meaning of the except, everyone? One is a general rule in basics about the law, everyone. One is a general rule. General rule is I'm saying you cannot drink anything. You cannot drink anything. That means, can you drink cold drink? When I'm saying you cannot drink anything. No. Can you drink juice? So that's a general rule. You cannot drink anything. Now I'm saying exception. Exception is water. That means, can you drink, let's say, alcohol? No, because you are covered in the general rule. No. But can you drink just water? Yes. Because you are covered under the exception. Point clear what I'm saying, guys? That's the meaning of a general rule and the exception. So what I have done in the general rule, everyone, I told you that if you are the part of the Congress, that means you are the part of the US Parliament, everyone. Or if you are the part of the judiciary, everyone, vote in that case, then you cannot represent. Now I'm going to talk about the exception. What do you mean by the exception, guys, here? Think. What is the meaning of the exception here? You can represent, isn't it? Earlier, I said you can't represent. But when I'm saying exception, that means you can represent. Correct? Let's see that. You cannot accept. Accept means, everyone, for whom? The representative of the immediate family member. So maybe you are the officer or employee, but maybe father is representing to son, everyone. Even if you're the part of it, you may be allowed. Correct. Maybe father is representing the son. Possible. You can do that. A personal fiduciary, such as trustee, I've done the trustee, everyone, receiver, guardian, administrator, or the legal, representing the fiduciary or the beneficiary, right? So if you are acting in a good faith and you're doing it for your state trust in that case, then again, you can represent that. So these are the two people who are not allowed, and we have done the exception of that. See, everyone, a state employee who investigate, pass on, or otherwise deals with the state tax matters may not practice, everyone. Again, because they can manipulate that, everyone, that's why we are ignoring the state employee and also everyone who are dealing with the state tax matters may again not practice. Federal convicted, an individual convicted on any offense. Again, same point. This is common sense, everyone. Anyone who is convicted, can that person practice before the IRS? Anyone who is convicted on that, can that person practice before the IRS? Absolutely. I hope it is okay. All right. I think we can stop here for a break also, guys. Let's stop for a break, guys. I'll see you guys at 8:45. Then we'll start. Hi, everyone. Are you back? Should I start? Any questions, guys, till now, whatever we have done it? Anything not clear? No? Everything is okay? Should I repeat anything, guys, if it is not clear? No, not good. Okay. Let's move. Is practice before the IRS is equals to return preparation? Practice before the IRS is not. We have done it multiple times. It's not. Is return preparation, is it mandatory that it has to be done by EA, CPA, attorney? That means only these guys can do it, no one else. No, that's not the point. Anyone can do it. Anyone can file the return. Anyone can file the return. What is the point we are having here? First point is you should have the patent. Patent you should have it everyone. That's first condition. Second condition, everyone. You should be getting paid for it. That means you should get a compensation. If you are getting a compensation, you are TRP. If you are getting compensation, yes, then you are TRP. If you are not getting compensation, you are not. Point clear, guys? Compensation for what, guys? Compensation for what purposes? Preparing return. For preparing return. For preparing return, you are getting that. I have no idea, guys. Why we are so concerned about this, that the person should get the money? Why are we so close to that? That whoever is getting the return, that should not do for free. That person should get money. Why are we doing that? See. Let's say this is a establish a professional responsibility is one of the points. That's also a good point, Samriddhi. Let's say everyone, this is your client. Client is running a business. And in the business, only the client is involved. The client says, I want to increase my expenditure. Right? So do one thing. My mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my wife, my kids, show all of them the employees of the organization and pay them the salary. What is the advantage? Your expenditure will go up, your profits will go down, taxes will go down. Point clear, guys? You are aware. You are aware as this. That this is this correct, guys? Whatever the client is saying, is this correct? That showing all the family members as this. Sure, Simran. Simran, I'm saying it. Client is running a business, and in the business, only client is working. Point clear, Simran, up to here. Simran, are you with me up to here? Okay. Now I'm saying, client is saying that include all my family members, mother, brother, father, sister, wife, kids, put all of them as my employees, right? What is the advantage, Simran? So that you will show the salary to them. When you're showing the salary to them, your expenditure will go up. When the expenditure will go up, profit will go down. When the profit will go down, you will pay the lower taxes. Point clear, Simran? Now, is this the correct way of doing it? Is that the correct way of filing the return? No. It's in a way, if you see, this is evasion. It's a evasion. It's a fraud, everyone, right? So if such things comes into the picture, penalty would be there on the client. Definitely penalty would be on the client. Penalty would be on you also, guys. That means penalty would be on the TRPs. Generally, I'm talking about penalty is $1,000 or 50% of whatever the fees you are charging, whichever is higher. I'll discuss the fees later on, all of these items. So generally, this is the fees. But tell me, guys, if someone is working for free, if this person is working for free, what are we saying? $1,000 or 50% of the fees. Your fees is zero. So maybe you will not have any kind of a penalty on that. That's why we are saying, everyone, that's why we are saying it, that you should receive the money so that we can decide how much should be the penalty on you. Is the point clear what I'm saying? So that's why, everyone, we are saying it. If you are receiving the compensation, you are TRP. If you are not receiving the compensation, you are not. Point clear? Should I move? Simran, clear? Should I repeat anything if it is not clear, guys? Should I move? Oh, that's me. I'm writing one more note even here. Unless otherwise agreed in explicit or implicit agreement, a person is not TRP even if receives gifts, service in return, and any other favor. When I say explicit, I mean oral or writing. Copy this. First, I'll discuss the meaning of explicit, implicit, just the meaning of implicit and explicit. Let's say, guys, you have asked someone, let's say you have asked B, would you wash my car? Would you wash my car? You have asked B. B says, yes, I'm ready to wash your car. You have asked orally, everyone, and B has given the confirmation, yes, I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to wash the car. Which category is that? Explicit, implicit? Which category is this? It is explicit. It is explicit. And in the explicit, this is the category of oral. Point clear, guys? Second. You say, let's do one thing. You also sign this, and I'm going to sign that also. Both of you have signed that also. Which category is that? Is it implicit? No, yeah. It is explicit and writing. Still, it is explicit. And now it is writing. Point clear? We are clear? Third scenario. You have asked the person, would you wash my car? Person said nothing. And next day, when you wake up, the person is already washed the car. The person has already washed the car for you. That means it is something which is done by the conduct of the person. Which category is that? It is implicit. Difference is clear, people? Yes, no, maybe. Should I move? All right. Now, what is the relevance we are saying? Let's see that. This is B. And this is A. A is filing the B's return. A is filing the B is a return. B is not giving any compensation. B is not giving any compensation, any money B is not giving. Is this person a TRP? Is A a TRP? No, you are not going to be TRP. Point here, Piyush. Person gives a gift. B is not giving any compensation, but B gives an iPad. And a gift, B gives an iPad. And B explicitly says that, that I am giving this iPad, which I'm giving, I am giving this iPad on behalf of the work which you have done it. That's why I'm giving you this. Now, would you be the TRP? Yes. Yes, Nitra. You would be the TRP. If gift is given just like that only, if gift is given just like this without expressing that, then automatically you will not be the TRP. Automatically you will not be the TRP. Is the point clear? I'll repeat it one more. I'm saying, what is the point we are saying? Unless otherwise agreed in explicit agreement or implicit also. Somebody, it can be implicit also with the understanding. When you're giving the, let's say, iPad, you're saying you have done the return for me and this is for that. So this is explicitly you have done that. Point clear, Samriddhi? Implicit could be anything that you have filed the return, next day automatically you have received that. So it is very implied. It's very implicit, implied. Unless otherwise agreed in implicit or explicit agreement, you are not this. That means either it should be explicit or implicit. If it is very explicit, explicit could be in writing, could be on oral also. Or implicit with the conduct, it looks like either it is explicit or implicit. If it is very clear that the gift, the iPad the person is giving, it is because you have filed the return. If yes, in that case, you are considered as the TR. If not, if these are not, then you are not. Point clear, guys, what I'm saying? They are clear? Samriddhi, clear? Even if, that's why I've written, even if you are receiving the gift, even if you are receiving the gift in that case, that would not be considered. But most likely, everyone, most likely, generally, if you are giving the gift also in that case, if it is in the gap of 1 or 2 days, then it is considered in lieu of. Generally, we will not consider explicit is very common sense, right? We are signing something that this is the gift I'm giving because of you have filed my return. Or we are saying it, you're giving the gift, this is the gift you are getting it because you have filed the return. This is very explicit, so no problem. Problem comes with the implicit, right? With the conduct or not. So that is generally checked, everyone. You have filed the return, let's say on 15th of April. And someone has given the gift maybe on 17th April. Given the gift. Or maybe before that on 13th person has given the gift. So generally this is considered implied. You have filed the return within 1 or 2 days, the person is giving the gift. Or you have received the gift, you are filing the return. If the person is giving the gift after 5 years, then probably this is not implicit. Point clear what I'm saying? But question will not leave it on you. Question will not leave on you to decide whether this is implicit or implicit or explicit. They will give you very clearly. Whether this is implicit or explicit. Is that okay? Piyush, point clear? Okay, I'll move. Let's say this is you are an EA and you are filing his return. B is not giving any cash. B is not giving any gift. B is a dentist. B is providing your dentistry services. Let's say B is doing your RCT. B is doing your RCT. Can this be considered? Can this be considered as a TRP? Will you be considered as TRP? Again, the same fundamental, everyone, in this case. If it is explicit or implicit, everyone, that this services, whatever you are providing, whatever the services you are providing, it is on behalf of, then it is going to be TRP. Point clear, Piyush? Because that's what we are writing here. We are writing two things here. Either you are receiving the service in return, or maybe gift also, or any other favor, whatever. I hope it is okay, guys. Let's say this is the return you have prepared. And here you have signed as a TRP, you have signed it. Is it only you will be responsible? Only you can be the TRP? No. TRP is having a broad definition. Anyone who is assisting you, that means anyone who is helping you in preparing this also, everyone, that person can also be considered as TRP. Point clear? That person can also be considered as TRP. Same fundamental. Why are we trying to figure out? Because penalties would be levied in that case. That's why we are so much fussy. This person is TRP or not TRP, because according to the penalties would be determined. Point clear, guys? This is your office. And here you are sitting in your cabin. You are giving the print command, and here your office boy is sitting. Office boy is picking the print, and office boy is giving you the print, whatever the print command you have given. And now office boy is giving you the print. Can this office boy be considered as TRP? Can this office boy be considered? But office boy is helping you. What are you saying? Office boy is helping you. You have to go take the print on your own. Office boy is giving to you in your hand. Is it not the help? It is a help. Why is it? That person will not be considered as TRP. We'll talk about that in preparation of the rate. Okay. Let's say in your office, let's see that. In your office, there are few articles which are working. So articles is picking the salary slip of the client. They have seen the salary slip of the client, and they are just punching the numbers in the Excel. They are punching the number in the Excel, or maybe in the software, they are punching the numbers. Can they be considered as TRP? No. They are helping you out. Now they are putting the numbers also on that. No. They will still not be considered as the TRP. So what is the point? Point is anyone who is doing the menial work, anyone who is doing the menial work, insubstantial work, right? Anyone who's just punching the numbers, right? That person is not considered as a TRP. Point clear? We are clear? So if I make the summary, then if B is providing the dental services explicitly by writing that, that. No, Samriddhi, we have done this. One is this guy who is a dentist, you are having the agreement, right? Which is fair enough. If you are having the agreement with the EA, then would that person be TRP, guys? That I'm giving you this service which I'm giving because you have done my return filing. And that's why we are having this agreement. Yeah, then it is TRP. Point clear, everyone? Samriti, then definitely it is TRP. This is written form. This is explicit and writing. Second, Samriti, could be there is no agreement, but you are agreeing. You are saying, I'll file your return on 15th of March. I'll file your return and I'll come to you maybe on 17th of March. I'm having some teeth issues. I'll come and get it fixed from you. So this is, I will not take any money from you. This is because I have provided the return for you. I have filled the return for you. Will that be TRP in that case now? Yes. Samriti, clear? Because this is something which is explicit and oral. Third is, it is very obvious that you have filed the return, or maybe you have got the teeth treatment and automatically you have not given the money and next day you have filed the return. So this is implied. So either it is implied or explicit. Then if it is yes, if it is implied or explicit, then it is going to be TRP. If it is neither implied nor explicit, then no TRP. One clear, somebody. So it need not to be only writing only. It need not to be only writing. That's what I'm saying. Perfect. Now, just to summarize what we have done, if this person is signing the return, assisting in the return, if this person is working actively on the return, then this person can be considered as TRP. But if this person is doing a menial job, his concern is just punching the number. If this person is doing any insubstantial work, everyone, then would that be TRP? No, that person will not be the TRP. That means, would that person will pay the penalty here? Copy if you want to. Copy, guys. Let's see that. Take a screenshot. Who can be TRP? Guys, if you're copying this, paste it in the empty PowerPoint slides because your alignment will not go up and down there. TRP is any person. TRP is any person who prepares for compensation or employs one or more persons to prepare for compensation or a substantial portion of them, or a substantial portion. If you are doing the substantial portion, then you are TRP of any return of tax or claim for it. Either I'm preparing the return everyone. It could be original return also, amended return also. It can be claim for refund also. I've discussed what is claim for refund under IRC. If there is no compensation, then you are not here. Amount of compensation is irrelevant. Maybe you are talking $100, $2,000. It's irrelevant. Generally, it is irrelevant. Everyone, you will be decided at TR. But generally, everyone, you should be in the relevant range. You should be in the range which everyone mostly is charging. Everyone. It's not like you're charging way too high fees also, right? You should not charge too low fees also. So ideally, it should be the decent range. Everyone. Same. Absent an explicit or the implicit agreement for the compensation, a person is not the TR. Even if you are receiving gift, return, or any other favor. Preparation of the certain information return is also within the scope of the TRP preparation rules. Preparation of certain information returns. For example, everyone, if this in India, guys, if you are a charitable trust in India, or if you are a temple, let's say in India, temple is getting a lot of donations, everyone, they get a lot of donations. Do they pay the tax? Do the temples and everyone pay the taxes in India? No, they don't pay. Zero. They don't pay any taxes. It's zero tax. Because they are considered as a tax exempt organization. Similarly, in US, everyone, there are many tax exempt organizations in US also. I'll discuss all the tax exempt organizations in part 2, everyone. So if these tax exempt organizations are not supposed to pay the taxes, but do they supposed to file the return? Yes. A return is something you have to file. I'm not supposed to pay the taxes. Why I'm filing the taxes then? Why I'm filing the return? Because this is something you have to file to update the IRS, to update the IRS what is going on in your entity. So you to update the IRS, you file the return. Since there is no tax liability on these entities, but still they are filing the return, that's why it is known as informational return every. Because you are updating the IRS, you are providing the information to the IRS. That's why it is called informational return. Point clear, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Something clear? That's why they are saying preparation of certain information return is also within the scope. So don't think that wherever there is a tax, only then we are going to consider that. No. Even if it is informational return, we are going to include that. A person can be TRP without regard to the education, everyone. Is it mandatory that person has to be EA, CPA, attorney? No, we have done this. Anyone can be the TRP. Two things we are looking. A, you should get the composition. B, you should have the TPIN. That's all. PTIN, sorry. TRP does not have to be the practitioner. We have done this. EA, CPA, or anyone. You don't have to do this in order for you to practice. In order for you to prepare the returns. Point clear? What I'm saying? All of it is good. Clear? TRP is subject to Circular 230. As I discussed, TRP is circular to 230. Only if you are a practitioner. If you are a practitioner, what is practitioner? Which we have done, FATP, Federally Authorized Tax Practitioner, or FTP, Federally Authorized Tax Practitioner or Federal Tax Practitioner, everyone. That means you are eligible to practice before the IRS. If you are eligible to practice before the IRS, then the 230 is going to be eligible on you. Then 230 is going to be eligible on you. However, all TRPs are subject to the preparer penalties. Maybe this is is this possible that this guy is a TRP, but this guy is not eligible to practice before the IRS? Is this possible? That this guy is a TRP, but this guy is not eligible to practice before the IRS. Is this possible? Possible. Very much possible. It is possible, everyone. That's what we have done. Not even suspended, Netra. Generally also, it is possible that someone who is a TRP is not necessarily equal to practice before the IRS. We have done it. That's why we have done practice is a different point and TRP is a different point. Practice is when I'm representing my client in front of the IRS. That is practice. Return filing is a different thing. It is very much possible that I have filed the return, but they don't like too much of my services, and then they are any case comes or anything, then I'm not representing the client. Client has hired some other senior attorney, some senior counsel in that case. They have not hired my services in that case. Possible. Point clear? So maybe I'm not eligible to practice before the IRS, not only suspended, otherwise also. Point clear, Mitra? So this guy who is a TRP, but is not eligible to practice before the IRS. In that case, will 230 be applicable on this guy? No, because we are saying TRP is subject to this only if you are a practitioner. If you are a practitioner, then 230. If you are not a practitioner, you are not 230. Point clear? Mitra, clear? Okay. This person says, okay, this is my lottery. If 230 is not applicable on me, that means penalty will also not be levied with this guy. No, penalty will still be levied. However, all TRPs are subject to the penalty, even if you are not eligible for it. Even if you are not eligible to practice before the IRS, penalty would be available. You can't say, okay, 230 is not applicable. That means all the penalties also not applicable on you. No. 230 is not applicable on you, but whatever is the penalty is there, you still be liable for that. Is this point clear or not? Guys, are we good? Should I repeat any point? Netra, should I repeat? Clear? Now, if you remember what we have done that if you are doing the insubstantial work, if return I'm preparing, and if you are doing the tiny work, manual work, punching work, insubstantial work, if you are doing it, would you be considered as TRP? No, we have done. If you have done insubstantial work, then you are not the TRP. You have done this. Now the question comes, what is substantial? What is insubstantial? Point clear? Now the $1 million question is, what is substantial and what is insubstantial? Because the entire story is all about this. If it is insubstantial, no TRP. If it is substantial, then you are TRP. If you are TRP, penalty. If you are not TRP, no penalty. Point clear what I'm saying? Yes, no, maybe. It depends, everyone. It depends how much complex the return is, everyone, how much amount is involved in that case, and how much work you are doing in that case. For example, simple scenario. In India, I'm talking about from Indian perspective, everyone. This is A. A is working with EY and A is getting the salary. That's it. A has no other income. This is A. Another person, let's say B. B is also working with EY. B is also getting the salary. But B is also having the house, and on that B is getting the rent. So this income is going in house property. B is also having a lot of shares, stocks. On that, the person is having long-term capital gains also, short-term also. B is also having a lot of bonds, and on those bonds, B is getting a lot of interest also. B is doing a lot of gambling also, and then on that, you are having the gambling gains also and losses also. A or B, whose return is going to be more tricky and complex? Obviously B. Obviously B. Point clear what I'm saying? Let's see that. Substantial portion. Substantial portion. Length and complexity. Length, how much lengthy is this? If I'm filing, let's say ITR 1, I have no income, I have just salary. It is tiny, I can finish within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But if I'm filing ITR 3, I'm having partnership income also, capital gains also, business income also, then obviously it is going to be lengthy and the complexity also. Length and the complexity of the portion are compared with the return as a whole. Overall, we are going to see the return and see how much complex is that. Preparation outside US is going to be included. So that means it's not like someone has outsourced the entire work from US to India, let's say. You can't say, oh, this work is done outside India, outside US, so no one is responsible. No. Preparation outside outside US also we are going to include here also. What is insubstantial work? Insubstantial portion. If it is insubstantial portion, guys, would that be considered as TRP? No. That's it. If the issue involves GI is gross income. If the issue involves gross income or deduction or an amount for which basis of the credits is calculated are less than $10,000. Entire return. Out of that, there are some issues where there is a problem. And we are deciding that should we levy the penalty on the taxpayer and the TRP. So the issue is not in the entire return. That means you are showing the wrong salary income also, capital gains also, every item. No. Some issues there is a problem. Maybe you have done some mistake, or maybe intentionally you have done something in PGBP. So in that case, we are looking that how much amount is involved, how much amount is it the income problem or the deduction. So maybe you have charged higher deduction, or maybe you have suppressed the income, right? That's the issue. You have shown the lower income, you have charged a higher deduction. We are seeing if the amount is less than $10,000. If the amount is less than 10,000, we are considering insubstantial. Is this point clear, people? Yes, no? If the amount in the question are less than 400, so maybe everyone, it is not less, it is more than 10,000. So first scenario is this. First of all, if it is less than 10,000, life is very easy. It is insubstantial. Second case, if it is maybe more than 10,000, everyone, but amount are less than 4,000 and less than 20% of the gross income on the return, everyone. Less than 20% of the income, right? Less than 400,000, so dollar wise, everyone, and 20% of the gross income, it is less than 20%, everyone, then amount is considered not substantial. Then at the end, it is going to be insubstantial. Insubstantial, that is non-substantial. Now, whenever you are filing the return, everyone, in US, everyone, let's say you are filing 1040. In 1040, there are many schedules, everyone. Schedule A is for itemized deduction, Schedule B is for the interest, Schedule C is for the business income, Schedule D is for the capital gains, Schedule E is for the supplemental income, Schedule F is for the farmer income. Like this, where we are having many schedules in that case, right? What we are saying, everyone, when we are talking about these amounts, 10,000, 400,000, are we talking about one schedule? No. We are talking about overall values of all the schedules. So if more than one schedule or entry or other portion is involved, that more than one schedule are involved, entry is involved in that case, then all the total values we are going to aggregate. For determining this 10,000, 400,000, whenever we are calculating, so that means it's not like we are calculating, okay, in this schedule, it has to be 10,000, in this schedule, it has to be 400,000. Overall values we are going to consider in that case. So if I discuss it more from an Indian perspective, everyone, so if someone is earning the salary of 10 lakhs, someone is earning the capital gains of 5 lakhs, someone is having the PGBP income of 20 lakhs, someone is having the other income of maybe 15 lakhs. So I'm going to do the total of it. So it is 15, 15, 15, 30, 50 lakhs. So I will not look just the salary in the isolation of 10 lakhs. I will look the overall income, which is 50 lakhs. Is this point clear, what I'm saying? All right, let's see it from the book. Is number 1, everyone. There are no examination requirement that must be met in order to prepare the income tax. It's not necessary you have to pass any exams. Even if you are not an EA, you can still file the return. All the paid, important point, must obtain PTIN. So these are the two prerequisites, paid PTIN. The requirement to obtain the PTIN, everyone, applies to the tax return who prepares and helps also everyone. For the purpose of the requirement to obtain the PTIN, you are any individual who is compensated for preparing, assisting in preparation, all the substantially tax return and the claim for the refund. individuals that volunteer or provide the free taxation. Anyone who's voluntarily saying, I'll file the return, don't worry. Or anyone who's doing the free service, would that be TRP, guys? No. Are not required to opt in. This individual may be the tax return being preparer, even though he prepares and signs someone else's return also. We have done it because you have help on that, still would be. TRP need not to be a credential professional, need not to be EA, CPA, attorney. In that case, can be anyone, such as attorney. In that case, need not to be. The following individual must obtain the PTIN: attorney, CPA, EAs, anyone who is a paid preparer, that person should obtain the PTIN. That's a prerequisite we are having. Is that okay, people? Now, the way we have done it, guys, the way we have done it, if you remember, we have done this, that these guys are going to practice, eligible for practice. These are not going to be eligible for practice. Same everyone, I'm talking about the TRP. TRP we discussed that anyone, EA, CPA, enrolled agent, EA, CPA, attorney, or anyone who is having the PTIN and whoever is getting the money is the TRP. Now I'm talking about who is not going to be TRP, everyone. Who is not going to be TRP, same as that. See that? Page number 4. Guys, sorry if your book is little hodgepodge. Ideally, this topic should be before that. Like, book is little hodgepodge. That's why for one topic, let's say TRP, I have to read page number 2, then 20, then 16, because the book is little hodgepodge. So please, can't help it. In fact, part 3 book is not so good also because same topic they have given it multiple places also. So anyone who is not going to be TRP, everyone who is not going to be the TRP, an individual who is not considered to the TRP merely because you have done any of the following. If you're furnishing, typing, reproducing, mechanical assistance, if you're doing any mechanical assistance like an article, like you're just punching the number, you're not the TRP. You are preparing the return, everyone, of the employer, or you're just working like an employee, then you are not that employee. You are not going to be TRP. Your employer is going to be the TRP in that case. You are preparing the return, everyone, as a fiduciary capacity. That means the same I've discussed about the trustee or something. Again, you are not the TRP. You are preparing in response of the assessment. That means IRS has given any kind of a notice. And for the notice, let's say you are preparing any reply. If you are preparing any reply for that, then you are not TRP. Maybe that will make you eligible to practice before the IRS, but you are not TRP in this case. TRP is when you are preparing the return. Is this okay? All right, I'm going to stop it here only, everyone. I know it's slightly boring, but can't help it. Tomorrow I'm going to do whatever we have discussed it. Just revise for 5-10 minutes tomorrow. That's it. You don't need to do anything beyond this. Once we are trying to a question tomorrow, you will realize that everything is so easy. You have already understood it. You will be able to easily do all the questions also. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. I'll start at 6:30 tomorrow. We'll start. Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.